Hello, I am CouchCube, and I want to talk very quickly about Dreamscaper. You're going to escape them dreams. It was a game that popped up on Game Pass as per. Looks like a kind of nice looking indie game. I was a bit dubious. Got a very difficult opening 10 to 5 minute sort of weird cutscene that is going to rub you up the wrong way, but holy crap, it's actually a roguelike. Dodge, smash and bash. Multiple entrances, exits, brilliant enemy variation, a great randomization on starter weapon. There's a lot to go through here. This game really took me by surprise. I absolutely love it. As the name suggests, it's kind of toying with multiple universes, and you're playing as a protagonist who falls asleep and goes into this other realm, which has kind of reflections of their real life. And of course, no one's got a face. That's the one thing you'll notice out of the cutscenes, is that the facelessness of it all is a little bit weird. And of course, the model within the cutscenes, the character models, they all kind of look a little bit underdone, but that does not have anything to do with how this game plays. Let's talk about that for a minute. So it's a blatant melee / range game. You've got two buttons to produce a combat move. The triangle or Y button is kind of your heavy move, but you've also got on the other stick a range which allows a trigger fire. So it's kind of identical to a hell of a lot that's already out there, but again, it feels good and natural. They've slotted it in just correctly enough with a reroll system which makes the projectile weapon constantly change out. Sometimes it's going to be fire, sometimes it's going to be a straight arrow, and the same goes for that handheld weapon. The actual HUD itself has also got quite a lot going on. With that stuff on the left, you get given these bombs, or you find them, and they allow you to unlock some secret passageways or get to some element that you couldn't normally bash to break open. Your range isn't unlimited either, being represented by a kind of white meter or reward that will just run out. You get it back if you attack with the melee, so it's just not an unlimited range, but sometimes it will be a constant beamed weapon. That's one thing I want to point out, is it's got a huge amount of reroll on random pickups and starter weapon. These dream sequences pan out into the HUD. Now the HUD is one of the most complicated I've come across on a roguelike, with a massive amount of different areas and rooms that you pump in some of the currency that you've earned on runs into to increase relationships with the NPCs within those areas, thus giving you more access or more frequency on drop type, and you actually purchase different starter weapons. I think this bit's kind of all still working itself out for me. But let's go back to the combat again quickly, because on L2 you've got a shield button, full blown shield, and if clicked on at the right time during an attack, you'll slap them straight back and just be able to get a massive vulnerable window. It is a shield bash and it feels very cool and looks brilliant. So you've got the range, and you've got this 2-button melee, and you've got this L2 shield, and you've also got the shoulder buttons together gives a time slowdown, which it prompts a lot, and I never really like doing it. It kind of gets a one-off, and you should be using it on a particularly difficult room, but it's always prompting it. I don't know whether that's because I'm still in maybe tutorial territory. I've got the first boss done, second boss is reachable, and you can skip the first boss so easy. It's brilliant. That's one thing that annoys me about some roguelikes, and I know it's one of their traits, is to hide the way to skip the bosses, and this doesn't, so it gives you that straight line to the next bit of progression. The on-the-fly inventory system is kind of identical to Dead Cells with that 2-slot, and you can compare straight away on the fly. Nothing is really left to non-mathematical chance. When I first fired the game up, those cutscenes and a lot of those models reminded me of It Takes Two. Loads of it reminds me of that representation of human within this sort of budgetary level of video game. Maybe they've even used some similar asset or system, but my point being, I was so switched off by it, and I was like, how on earth is this game ever going to rescue itself with me? And as soon as it started to tick over and things started to reveal itself, I was like, hold on a minute. This is a hardcore third-person ARPG with massive roguelike, weird dream sequence and elements. It was a nail on the head moment. Is it couch co-op? No. Isn't it even online co-op? No. And is it Sony? No. Can you believe that? This is Switch and Xbox. So we got lucky there with the Game Pass and the Day One stuff, because it's a bit of a humdinger and will probably keep around for the year. This and Death's Door were two awesome games to have in Q1. We're not even halfway through February. I've done, or I've did, a lot of roguelike lists, and where would I put this one? In the sort of great echelon, and it would be easily in the top 5. Because it's a single player, it kind of cancels out a lot of enjoyment. Maybe that you don't know. It couldn't work with the time slowdown, that's the issue, and it kind of does look quite luxurious. I can't really imagine more going on screen, but then again, look at Darksiders Genesis, which I always say is such a bar setter. I'll put the link for the review of that. I've also just dropped episode 31 of 5 or 7 more couch co-op and split screen games. See you down there.